Alright, hey music producers and sound designers, welcome back to the stream. Today we're going to be looking at creating a cinematic pulse-based reactor, and we're going to use modules, and we're going to use subtle, we're going to use creation techniques to build out this reactor patch. So I'm going to start off, I'm going to open up Reactor as a plugin inside Ableton. So I have Reactor here. I'm going to open that up, and this is Reactor in the plugin version. So you have three different sections. One is the play section, one is the patch section, and one is the build section. Today we're going to be looking into using the build section to build out our Reactor patch. So let's do it. So when we open it up, we're going to have the build section. It's going to be blank, but soon enough we will have it populated with blocks that we're going to use to create our modular rack. So if you're into sound design and modular synthesis and your music producer want to really level up your sound, you're really in the right place. Today we're just going to go over building out this cinematic bass block by block, and we're going to build maybe a dark cinematic pulse bass from scratch using Reactor inside Ableton. And this is perfect for like trailer music or ambient textures or deep techno vibes. So this is super simple, but super powerful. And make sure to hit that like and subscribe button if you want more daily sound design sessions like this. And if you're serious about mastering sound design in Reactor, be sure to check out the link in the description for my free challenge and full course details. Let's start with the blank ensemble, and I'm going to go with my note in, and we will use a note in. So I'm grabbing a note in so we can input MIDI input into the computer, and that's our first step. Then I'm going to grab an oscillator from our collection. So I'll grab an oscillator. We're going to use a sine wave for this because it's a pure tone and it gives us that deep bass sound that we're looking for. Then I'm going to need an ADSR envelope, probably a filter, and a VCA. So those are the components that I'm going to need, and those are going to go to my audio out and yeah, create my sound. So now that we have a state variable filter, we have a VCA. We're going to set it up on low pass on the filter. It looks like it's already set on that, so that's good. And we want a smooth bass, and we want to add one more thing, which is an LFO, and we want to add it to the filter cutoff at a rate of about 0.1 hertz, and this will give us a smooth waveform and a slight pulsing motion. So I'm going to connect up our blocks. And then I'm going to connect up from LFO to my filter. So we want to connect that at a rate. So I'm going to go with that, 0.01 hertz. And then I'm going to play this. So let's see if we can get sound to come out. We're not hearing anything, but if I turn on the VCA, you should hear a low bass note, which we do. And I'm going to add some envelope control so that I can play a note and hear the signal. So there's our modulation source is connected to our VCA. A note in is sending signal from our note in to our VCA. So that's why whenever I hit a key, it's lighting up in the same way on this modulation source. Now we just need to add a modulation depth to it. And now when I hit a key, I get a nice deep bass sound. So now we're going to shape it with the volume with the ADSR. And I'm going to connect this ADSR. I've already connected it to the gate connection, So that gives us our note in control over our VCA module. And next I'm going to connect. So I've already done other connections as well. And let's play with the attack and decay of this. Maybe I can just put my attack around 300 milliseconds. Move it back a little bit. So you're going to want to hold shift to do fine-tune controls. And our attack, put it at 299. So we're getting that deep bass with the slow attack. So we put our LFO also at an ultra low rate on our filter. So I'm going to make sure that this modulation depth is on our filter is set to our cutoff. So I'm going to put that on the cutoff now. So the attack is, let's bring the cutoff up. Very slow. Put that on 0.1 hertz. Just give it a subtle movement over time. It's very slightly moving, so the sound is never really the same. You can see the cutoff is moving over time and creating a little bit of background movement. You won't hear it so much, more it'll be something that you'll feel. So it lets the filter slowly breathe open and closed. As you see this little triangle moving, the LFO is opening and closing the filter. So that's good. We get that smooth pulsing motion. So now we're going to shape the texture of it. So we'll add a second LFO, I think, right here. And we'll apply it to our envelope. So we'll duplicate that. And this will be an LFO for our envelope. Okay, so we'll set the rate on the LFO to 0.5 again, which it should be, no, it's 0.5 on this one. And then once we do that, it should modulate over time, but we're going to apply this to this gate. So where's that? So we're getting slight movement on the envelope over time. Attack, decay, sustain, and release. It's very subtle, but it is something that adds some texture over time because it's just moving. So, all right. So we're gonna drop a 8-step sequencer on this, and let it play a few notes for us. So I'll bring in a note in, and we're gonna bring in a 8-step sequencer. So gonna connect our gate connection, and we're going to connect our note. Oh, and we need a clock, not a note in. So we need a clock for timing and rhythm. Connect our gate, connect our reset. Going to control the pitch from our note in with their machine, and I'm going to pull all the pitch connections into pitch and gate connections into our device. So let's just see if it's working. Going to do external clock, hit play in Ableton. Yes, it is working. So going to turn up the volume. Going to lower the octave pitch. Let the notes glide a little bit. A little legato. Maybe slow down the tempo of the track. Okay, and then we can record something in. So before we do that, we're going to save our patch. I'm going to go File, Save. Going to hit the File, Save button, File, Save As. Going to save it as pulse bass. And then we can use it. So we're going to hit play again in Reactor. Bring our volume up. It's a little bit quiet. That's okay, we can add something to bring the volume up. But I'm going to record it in. We're going to do a new audio track. We're going to hit Command T, or we can do it manually. And I'm going to resample that track. I'm going to look for a Reactor track. And we're going to record it in. Going to turn down the metronome. Going to add a little bit of sustain on this. Let's just see what we got. A little bit quiet. Good thing we saved our pulse bass. Can just do it again. That's strange. Maybe we can add a little distortion or gain or reverb, just something to bring the volume up. Okay, I think that's enough. Let's get this to loop. Just trying to get a loop out of this. Okay, we got a loop. We can discard or throw away the rest. Let's rename that bass loop. Grab a tonic or a tuner, and let's just check the key. G major. Wonder if we can pitch it. We probably can if we put it in a simpler device. So we're gonna put it in simpler. Let's see. We'll leave it as is. We just build a simple loop around it, just to demonstrate how you can use sound design in your everyday music. We'll mute this. Gonna warp this. We're gonna warp it on actual warp it on transients. Let's see. Or even better, let's add a groove to this. Gonna fill. You don't always have to use. You can use loops to start your track. So we'll add this loop here. Just a little fill. So I want to start again a little faster than that. So I'm going to bring the loop in, check it out. Yeah, that's what I want. Before I do that, I'm just going to duplicate this part so I remember how long my original parts were. It's just something I do. Okay, so now we're going to shorten our parts. And we'll do another loop. Just going to carve out a tiny arrangement. Maybe a little melodic line, melodic lead. Make sure it's in the right key. Gonna probably change the sound. No. All right, and there we have it. We have a finished loop that we can use in our productions, our tracks, and really build out for a future project. And here it is one more time. And we used Reactor to create the foundation of that. So if you look up here, we have a Reactor patch that we've deactivated. We've used it to create the foundation of our sound. I'm going to go ahead and save that again. This is version 2. And then if we open, file open, we should see 2 versions, pulse bass 1 and 2, which is good. And we can close that off, and then we muted our channel because we resampled it into a bass loop right here. So if we hear that again, all right. So if you enjoyed the stream, don't forget to like and subscribe. And I do these on a daily basis, live streams in Ableton and with Reactor. Be sure to tune in for the next live stream, and peace out for now.